Yeah, I'm doing it.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Alright. Okay.
And before going ahead, we have not solved one problem. Can I go ahead and say?
What was that?
It was regarding the tax depreciation.
That we were not getting right on that day.
Yeah, 15%. We were not getting the 15%.
I think we should get, because nothing much settings are there in that, because when that is getting calculated, no, this got retired. Yeah, it's calculating, no? See,
Yes, 9,000.
120, we ran depreciation. Okay, so this was 1000. Okay, so the same, go here, 12,000. Shut down. Let us take another one. Useful life. 6,000. 12,000. It's doing. Okay. I'll run at the time of again when we do come back in the controlling. Again, we need to touch base with the system accounting. Okay.
Okay.
After this.
Okay.
Again, I need to go and the television. It does by itself. You don't need to do anything. Okay. That is just for the reporting. It will not update to any of the GL. It just show you the depreciation what it is calculating. Okay. This is a little bit at a dry subject. So just pay attention to it, and it's a little bit at a tougher end, controlling. Okay. So the purpose of controlling is for internal reporting, right? Right. What kind of internal reporting, Oleg? Hello?
What's the question?
Controlling, the purpose of the controlling is for internal reporting. But what kind of an internal reporting?
The audit?
Huh?
I don't know.
Is it a balance sheet?
No.
Costing,
Huh?
costing, for example, costing.
Financial.
Yes, costing. It's all about costing. But in costing, what kind of a reports you derive out of it? It's all about costing, right? But what are you trying to achieve through costing?
Profit and losses, P&L.
P&L, that is derived at the FI level, right? You're tracking all expenses right over here, not the income, right? Costing is expenses, right? Costing means expenses, right? Does costing means income? Tracking of expenses, right? Right. So here you're trying to get all the cost related reports. Okay. Now this is based on a controlling area. Okay. This controlling area is an org unit. Organizational unit. Like we have a company code, right? Company code, business area. These are all organizational units. This is also as an organizational unit. If you can recollect, we got the error in the initial stage where we have defined the controlling area, right?
Yes.
Do people remember or forgot? Ravi?
Yeah,
I
I
know.
remember that one.
Controlling area. The purpose of a controlling area is what it does.
It maintains a business area kind of like a
It controls what?
Cost.
Oleg, do you remember? Controlling area consists of subcomponents. What are subcomponents? Controlling subcomponents.
business areas.
Cost center,
Cost center.
internal order, remember? Profit center, so on. See? Let me show you. We defined it already.
Hierarchy and all that. Yeah.
Remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Controlling area.
Mm-hmm.
What we should select, why we should select cross company code,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It consists of subcomponents, I said. So these are our subcomponents, right? Cost center, I did not activate anything, see? Components. This controlling area, it consists of all these components. Cost center, internal order, commitment, profit center, all these are components. Through controlling area only, you can activate all these components.
Okay.
Right? Further, through this controlling area, via standard hierarchy, you get the reporting, right? Kind of a reporting. Next, through controlling area, you can create your versions. Versions. I'm adding one more thing over here. What is this version? Like what is the default ledger which records your journal entries? Oleg? Ledger name?
$0.
$0?
$0.
$0?
$0 or 01.
0L.
L.
0L.
Yeah.
Right. Oleg, remember?
Yes.
Ledger V1.
Okay. Controlling area. Through the controlling area, I can create a version. These versions are nothing but all the related activity or a data of that controlling I can record in this version. The default version which records plan and actual is 0. Okay. Here you record all your transaction, controlling transaction. Both actuals and plan. Okay. What else? Dara? Sub-components, okay. What are the prerequisites for creating a controlling area? Prerequisites for creating. This was already taken at that time.
Yeah, that's
Am I right?
Yeah.
You need a company code.
Yeah.
You need a chart of account.
Accounts.
You need a
Correct.
fiscal year.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If I have V700 as a company code which we are using, chart of accounts as V700 and fiscal year as something like V4 or whatever, V7 I think we took. Okay. Now if you want to assign the same controlling area across company codes, okay, if you want to assign same controlling area across company codes, like I have a company code, like here I have a controlling area which we created by name V700. If I want to assign this V701 and V702, okay, now if I want to assign same controlling area across company codes, the prerequisite is
COA and financial year should be same.
same,
Same.
right? Otherwise you cannot. Then if it is different means you need to create another controlling area then.
Right.
Okay, this is a dry subject. Again I repeat, please concentrate on this. It's a very tough one actually. Okay.
Okay.
So this we already defined, we assigned to the company code.
Kadir, I have a question. You said you need to have a company code, you need to have a fiscal year. What about the version?
No, version we create based on controlling area. There are many versions that you can create. Based
Okay.
on this controlling area only we create. Now I'll show you. I'm creating that version now. Moving there. Umar,
Yes.
I'm creating now. That
Okay.
you'll get a clarity over here. I'm creating now. See here. Maintain controlling area done, right?
Yes.
Okay, this number ranges, defining the number ranges over here, we have document types, remember, in FI.
Yeah.
Yes.
Similarly, over here in CO, we call this as a business transactions, these are all.
Okay.
These are called as business transactions. Each scenario will be one business transaction over here. Okay, to this we assign the number range.
Okay.
The only thing is these are similar to your document types. Okay, each one is one scenario. There are around 80 odd. If you know each and everything for his assignments, then you are a champion controlling. Okay, now I'm going to these groups. See how I maintain this. 1 second. Okay, V700, groups, create. See, I'm creating. This is my number ranges for controlling documents. It starts from 1 to 99999, something like that. Enter, save it. Back. Here see the number range is created, right? The one we created just now. Okay. Now whichever number range you want to assign, this one is there, right? Hello? This one. You need to select this, whichever you want. Keep the cursor. Suppose I want to take this. coin. Okay. So I'm not going to assign it. When the error comes, we'll come back and do it so that you get a clarity for what document, what is the business transaction is available. Like this, you select this, you go here. Where do you want to put it? Do you want to put it over here? Just select it. Now if you go below it, will add it over here. Right? For example, again I'm selecting this. So where do you want to add? This number range I want to add for. So if you go down, see it adds. Clear? See, once again I'm showing you. Keep the cursor here. Select this element group. Pick up that number range. We defined just now, right? Number ranges for controlling document. You double click on this. Getting this, Ravi?
Yeah.
Dara?
Yes.
Or should I do it again? Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Then all the three transactions will have the same sequence number range, right?
No. You can create different number ranges. Like for example, all the related activities, you can create n number of number ranges. I have just created one single number range where I'll add on everything under that same range.
Okay.
Okay, I have not added anything. I just came out of it, I did not save. So when the issue comes, we'll come back and keep the number range over here. Okay.
Okay.
Like how we did for document apps, right? Whenever the error came, we went back and did, right?
Yeah.
We'll do it in the same way. Maintain versions. Versions are like a textbook where you are trying to record, okay, all the transactions related to the controlling gets, both actuals as well as planned, gets recorded in the version 0. If you want to create any other version, you can create a versions other than 0 that will record only your plan. Actuals gets recorded only in 0 version, not any other version.
Okay.
Umar, see, this is the version.
Yes.
I select this version.
Okay.
I have to click where, see, controlling area, right?
Yes.
See, I came to this controlling area. This is not my controlling area. Okay, my controlling area is V700. I go back, extras, set the controlling area over here. You need to set this system to a controlling area of yours. What's the controlling area, Dara?
Yes.
V700, right? Now I've set the system to the controlling area. Select this, click on this controlling area settings. Now it is set.
Okay. So if you want, hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So if you want for one controller area, you can have many different versions.
Yeah, you can define, but that versions are only for plan. It is only the 0 version that records both plan and actual. If you still want to define some more versions, you can define, but that works only for plan data. That's it. Umar?
Okay. Okay, but if I want to, I can also make the 0 only for the actual version. Make for instance 1 for plan, version 2 for forecasting, and I can do that also, right?
Yes, but it records, again I'm repeating that phrase, it records only plan data, not actual data.
What's the difference? I'm sorry to interrupt you. What is the difference between plan data and actual data?
Planning is something like you have a cost center. Okay, for example, your cost center, for example, let's say you define your cost center as a production department. Okay. For this production department, you will allocate some planning, right? You do some planning, right, for this. Now you need to come back from FI to costing. So suppose you defined a plan for every month. After looking into the old historical data, you do the planning. Okay, after looking into the historical data, you decided that every month there will be only 10,000 that should be given, around $10,000.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, like this for every month it will allocate. Now based on this is my plan. You planned it. Okay. Planning you do it in the future, right? For next 3 years, 4 years you do the planning and you keep it. But Actuals will come only when you start working on it, right?
Yeah.
So actual, suppose you spend around 7,000 only. So 3,000, 3,000 is nothing but this is called as a variance. We're gonna do this all.
Okay.
Okay. So that whatever I'm saying now, that plan and actual, this get recorded in the version 0.
Can you, I understand what you are saying about the zero version, but I want to make something clear because, you know, if I want, okay, I can make 0 only for the actual data, right?
Actual and plan, both.
Yes, I know. This is you said in this case the 0 is for actual and plan, right? But my
Yes.
my question is, if I want it to be the 0 for only actual, it is possible?
No, that's not possible. Only for actuals you cannot have. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
You can define version. You can define one more version, version 1. This will work only for plan.
Okay.
Okay, I'll show you why. When I do the planning, you get a clarity why you cannot define for actuals.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is my version. So I went into controlling area settings. Oleg, you're getting this? Hello?
Yes.
You're getting this?
Yeah, I got
Are
it.
you,
Yes,
are-
yes.
Okay. Are you feeling like a rocket science otherwise?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. I don't know. Setting for each fiscal year. I double click on this. Now this particular version, it does both planning and actual. That's what we said, right? Dara?
Yes.
We need to set this for a fiscal year, right? Because we do the planning, right? For this, see. I double
Yes.
click on this. By default, always see 5 years will be given over here, see. Okay.
Ajay,
If you want to increase, you increase. New entries, you keep on increasing them.
Ajay,
Yeah.
can you put the transaction at the down?
This one. Okay, EQ. No, you sometimes you get, sometimes you don't get, man.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Now if you see here, you can lock this version. Once you do the planning, you can lock it. Because the users might change their planning data, right?
Yes.
You can lock it if you want to. Integrated planning is nothing but if you want to do the planning in combination with the cost center and the cost element. For example, this 10,000 you are planning, right? For this cost center, right? Production department, right? With this production department, for this 10,000 you are planning for what? What? For cost element. My cost element nothing but, let's say, lubricant expenses, right? They require lubricant, right? Production department, for example, with combination. Okay, with the combination of this and this, if I'm planning, then I need to select this, all this integrated planning will come into picture. Okay. I double click on this 2014 here. Just say yes to the message. Do you want? Yes. Just say continue. Execute. It is already released, so don't need to worry. Earlier, like you need to select this, release it. Now it is released. Finished. Back. I go back. OK, EQ. Transaction code, you can note it down for this. OKEQ.
Yeah.
The system is slow, man. I don't know why. Let me check if those users are there. We'll throw them out. Nobody is there. Select controlling area settings. Same edit. See, fiscal year. See. So whatever that exchange rate type, when I'm recording in this controlling, it should take into exchange rate type P. What did we took in M? FI level M, right? M rate, right? Hello, do you remember exchange rates? Forgot.
Yes. Yes.
We maintain P over here. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Do you people able to recollect exchange rate types?
Yeah,
M,
I remember.
average,
Now I
G,
yeah. Sorry.
B. Now one more you are seeing here is P. M, you used it for FI, but P I am using it for controlling. Because FI always keeps on changing, so I am recording for FI.
Okay.
Right, on a regular basis. But in case of this P, why we do it is, this is a planning. So because at the CO level, we can't keep on changing every time. So we keep one standard rate and we keep it as P always.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now coming back to the cost element. What is this cost element? If the data has to flow from FI to CO, okay, flows through cost element. Is the phrase clear? Not clear?
Yes.
Okay, cost element. Now these cost elements are of two types. One is primary cost element and one is secondary cost element. Dara, getting this?
Yes.
Secondary cost element. What is primary cost element? All this primary cost elements further I'll segregate into two. Okay. It records both revenue related expenses and one second. Sales related expenses, I'll say, okay, I'll put like this. Revenue and your expenses. This revenue related expenses, when it has to flow from FI to CO, it flows through category 11 or 12, no, 11. Category 11, categories. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Category 11. How does this expenses flow then? This flows through category 01. Basically, this both revenue expenses are nothing but then what are these? P&L, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't
So what is the purpose of this?
Hadir, aren't we said we only tracking expenses here in the controlling, only costs, so why do we tracking revenue here?
Revenue related you're saying, right? There is a concept of profit center. Okay. That profit center, if you want to flow and want to see profit center, I'll come back to that. Okay. Right now, if I again explain profit center, I'm way far forward then, because cost center then comes profit center. Okay, hold on. Oleg. Okay. Secondary cost elements. Secondary cost elements are basically used for allocation. Okay, allocation purpose. Okay. What? Allocation of cost. Okay, this secondary cost elements, whatever you define, these are not your GL accounts. Okay, this has to be defined beyond your GL accounts what you have defined. What do I mean by beyond GL accounts? Numbers should be taken beyond GL accounts. Now, for example, what is the last series we took? 499, right? Hello? Remember, one series. 1 to 199, 2 to 299, 3 to 399, 4 to 499. So beyond that you need to define as a secondary cost element. Okay. Group. You have to define. Okay. Now this is based on the category, this one also. For example, assessment 42 I use. Okay, later I'll keep on going into it. Okay, later I'll tell you on this. Now how do we define this cost element? Okay, for example, I go back to this /n fs00. See here. Everybody is aware of this kind of a structure? Dara?
Yes.
Oleg? Amrita?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, everyone is familiar with this, right? Okay. Now see, for example, in this I have seen these expenses, all these expenses, right? See here. Now these expenses, we said if I want to flow the salaries, printing, telephone, if it has to flow to the CO, I need to define that as a cost element. See here, this telephone. Can you see here this edit cost element?
Yes.
I need to clear as an edit cost element. Once again, first take it over here. Now I click on edit cost element. This validity date from so and so start date. I enter. Now can you see your category? So expenses, what is the category for expenses?
01.
1. Okay. So you give 1, but we already posted to this, right? Right, we posted, right, transactions to this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. So what I'll do is, I'll not take this. I think I need to go and delete. Okay, I'll go ahead and delete. So what I'll do is, I'll take another range. So I'll use one range so that it is clear for us. I'll say all between 405,000 to 405,999 will have production expenses. Okay. 406,000 to 406,999 will have all my admin expenses. Okay. 4 series expenses, right? Hello.
Yes.
999 will have all my selling expenses. Okay. And all will be with category 01, right?
Yes.
Right? All with category 01. Okay. So let us define few GL accounts in the expenses and then we'll go ahead and create how to create the cost element. Okay. So I'll say create. I'll say 405,000. Enter. So I'll come back over here. It's expenses. So 5,000 is, let's say, lubricant. What are production expenses? Tell me production expenses. So G004C, I'm taking this cost. Save it. Copy. Tell some more. What are production expenses?
Material.
Not able to recollect?
Raw material.
Raw material.
Raw material is an expense or an inventory?
It's inventory.
What about salaries?
Salaries is not a production expenses, admin expenses. I'm talking about production expenses. Lubricant, power. What else? You need diesel.
Oil.
Is it for a automobile company? Yeah, automobile company. Then tires and all this comes, right?
Diesel. What else?
Machine.
Tire.
Oil.
Machine.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, now tell admin expenses.
Income.
Admin, salaries.
Salaries.
Just now we said. What else?
Stationery.
Yeah. What else? Petrol?
Telephone bills is come under admin department or not? I'm not sure about it.
That's it. What else? Okay, tell some selling expenses now. You're getting my point. Why did I give that range? Just for our understanding. Okay. That this is lying under this series, this is under, so that at the time of explanation you get a clarity. So 6,000 or 7,000 or selling expenses.
Advertisement.
Salary is also like come under this, na?
Yeah, driver salary you can call.
Yeah, it's like self-person salary
Yeah.
and all this.
Delivery van.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Selling expenses. Hoardings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Enough. Okay. Now, do you think in the real time I keep on going like this one by one, I select cost element like this? This is called manual, right? If I'm going like this,
Yes.
see like this I go, every time I keep on doing like this, I go there, I keep on doing. That is not possible for me to do it individually like this. Okay. So what we do is, this cost elements can be created automatically. I
Khadir?
showed you a manual, right? Just now? Yeah.
Yeah. Khadir, you defined like one range, like 5,000 to 59999, right? This range. So we have to follow, like we have to mention okay, this range is specific for a production expense and somewhere.
That is what I told you. When I have defined it, my account group, what did I define? I defined like 1 to 1999, right?
Correct.
Right, like this I defined. So this was what this was all my liabilities. Like this I defined, right?
Correct.
But in reality, when you go, they will define like this in the group level.
Okay.
Okay. So what did we did in for expenses? What we said 4 series to 4999. Like this we gave, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I gave it at the highest level. So, but if you go at an account group level only, they will define like this. Okay.
Correct.
So what I did is, for our understanding, I maintained that range over here. I did not maintain a range. Just for our understanding, I created like this. In this only. Getting? So that
Yes.
once I start telling you, okay, this is about admin expenses, this is about production expenses, this is about, you get a clarity over here.
Correct. But in like real world, we have to define like production.
No, you
expenses,
don't
like-
define anything. No, the accountant of that particular firm will give you how he wants to see those ranges.
Oh,
Okay, the grouping part he'll give it to you. How he wants to group it.
okay. Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Now I was talking about this primary, creating your cost elements as your primary. Manually I've shown you, going there, clicking, giving one. Okay, that is not the way to do it. I want to do it automatically now. If it is 1 or 2 are okay, I can do it. Can you see here make default settings over here? I go here. This is automatic creation. See here. Continue. When did we create this? Okay. Anyways, I don't know. Somebody using. Okay. So ours is 405000 to 40799, right? No. That range, total range I'm saying you. We started till right?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Yes.
790.
Till here. I'm giving complete range. So all should come with category 01, right? Right? Everything. So I save it. Okay, back. Create batch input session here. Can you see here? Yeah, company code is correct, right? B700?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Create batch input session here, see. So this V700 valid from so and so, execute. What happened? See, it all got assigned, see. Forget about this is not ours, okay. Here, okay, hello. I'm using only this. Okay, hello.
Yes.
Or let me delete this one rather than keeping there. 1 second. Controlling. So let me check the default one, what all that has been maintained. Polar 401000 it says. Okay, save it. I'm creating a batch input session, execute. Okay, this is what we did, right? Hello.
Yes.
See, automatically assigned
Yes.
now. Back. Now execute that. You know how to run that batch input session. Select, process, display errors only, right? Process. Exit. Now you can go and verify that. See here. Let's go for one. I go through the edit. Assign one. Automatic. See? Instead of doing manually. Hello?
Yes.
Salaries. See here. Automatically done. See, for advertisement. Automatically done. Okay. Now, one more way of doing it. I showed you manual, I showed you automatic. One more way of doing it. Do you people able to recollect our chart of accounts? Anyone? Chart of accounts.
Yes.
Here. V700 chart of accounts. Can you see your controlling integration, this part? I've shown you language, I've shown you length of the GL. Hey, able to recollect this at least? Chart of accounts.
Yes.
Okay, here. Manual creation of cost element I said. Now I'll say here automatic creation, see here. Okay, I save it. Okay, now let us go back to the GL account. I want to create a few more, let's say salary, stationery, as you said, driver salary I will create here. Okay, copy. 6003, see. Driver salary. Okay, I save it. Now let's verify this. I go to the edit cost element, see here. Automatically given?
Yes.
The reason is because at the chart of account level I said automatic creation. Right?
Yes.
One, I've shown you manual creation of cost element. Another one I've shown you automatic, where you need to run the batch input session, right?
Yes.
Ravi, getting this? Another one at chart of account level, we said create cost elements automatic, right?
Right.
For this, the range is important. If you are giving this as a create cost element automatic in chart of accounts, in the default there we maintain a range, right? Default cost element. That range is most important. Okay, in the default cost element you maintain the range. Okay, in that range we assign, right? What did we assign? Whatever that category is, right?
Yes.
That is important. Based on that, here if you set it up this way, you don't need to run the batch input session. Directly it will go ahead and create. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Now for example in the production expenses, copy. So I am creating one more, let's say 3. So I want to create one more, production expenses, let's say cotton. Okay, now watch. See, created one. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on this cost element? Because I have not gone through secondary. This is all about primary only.
Kadir, I have a question.
I
understand that the cost element, the primary cost element, is like a vehicle who is going to transport costs from the FI to the CEO. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
But what is very confusing for me is, you know when you're going to go further in the CEO classes, you're going to get to the internet order, for example. So you have the sender and the receiver. Okay. So this is confusing me a lot because I want to know why we need this concept of primary and secondary cost element. Why SAP can directly take the data from the FI directly to the CEO. Why we need this bridge?
Correct. I'll tell you why it needs. Why SAP cannot directly do it, post directly, you're saying, right? Yeah. For example, you don't want to transfer certain expenses to the CEO. You want to keep certain expenses. Certain expenses should not be transferred to the CEO. It is through this you can keep a control of it. If you do not create as a cost element category, it will not transfer to the CEO. Okay. Now we'll test and show you. I'll test one and I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll test it and I'll show you. Okay. Before I test, I need one more cost center. The problem over here is in CO, like in FI, what was that? We can do it in bits and pieces, part. But here at the CO level, you need to do a little bit of a lengthy part and then you need to do the testing. Okay. So hold on over here.
Okay.
So cost element category, cost element standard hierarchy. Okay, this is basically nothing but grouping of cost elements. I hope now everyone is not in a confused state when I use the word cost element. Correct?
Right.
Okay, as of now, you know only that cost elements are nothing but your expenses, right over here where you are transporting from FI to CO based on the category 01. Dhara, Amruta,
Yes.
Sri.
Yes.
Okay. So here my standard hierarchy, what I'm using is basically grouping of cost elements. I want to group it. Why do I need to group it? Because I might either use it for reporting purpose or for a config purpose. This standard hierarchy. So let's define this. Controlling cost element, cost data. Can you see here? Create cost element groups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this I'm exactly doing in one of my projects. I've did it this way only. So I'm just trying to show you. So I hope you don't get confused on this. So here I'm saying cost element underscore. No, I'll not put group for what is the company code V700, right? V700 like this. Okay, cost element group for this is just for reporting. Okay, select here. See, I'm keeping the cursor here. Click on lower level. So 1000 related to primary cost element. Keep the cursor here again, 1000. So same level. 2000 secondary cost element. I'm trying to group it. So under primary again I'll say lower level. So under 1000 it will come. The moment you say lower level, it will come under 1000. So under 1000, all my production expenses I'll record here. Again I'll say click here, same level, see here. So all my admin expenses I'll record here. I'll keep the cursor here, same level. All my selling expenses I'll record here. Now I'll keep the cursor on this production. I'll say cost elements, see here, cost elements. I'll say here 405,000 to 405,999. Going forward also when I will create, that will fall under this range like this. Going forward, if I create beyond this 405,004, automatically will come and sit over here. Okay. Now if I want to see a report, remember we said all cost related reports, right? Basically through controlling. So if I want to see a particular production expenses only, in that report I'll go and give this PRD and execute. I'll get all production expenses. Okay. Like I'll click here, admin related expenses. I'll go here, see. 406,000 to 406,999. Keep selling over here again, cost element 407,000 to 407,999. So I can not only have a production expenses, admin expenses, selling expenses. Also, if I give 1000, I'll get all the expenses related to primary cost element. Clear?
Yes.
At the time of the reporting, you get a clarity on this. Everyone clear or not clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Clear.
Yeah. Okay. Now, after defining this, I'll just move to the cost center. Okay. Cost center is nothing but where you record your costs, or it is called as a responsible cost center. Responsibility for recording the cost. It records only cost. Hello? Okay. Now, it depends upon the requirement of the client as to what they want to define the cost center. Do they like defining cost center as a department, as a region, as a plant? That depends as to what they want to define. Clear, not clear? This part.
Cost
Hello?
center. Okay.
Clear.
It's very, yeah. Hello? Umar, you had some question?
No, I say clear.
Okay. So, cost center collects costs. Let me put a little bit word over here. Overhead expenditure. Okay. It's nothing but cost. Okay. From where it will collect? From FI, right?
FI, yeah.
From the FI. Collects the overhead expenditure from FI, which can be compared. I said right on the top when I said over here, right? You can compare this, right? Right? Plan and actual.
Yes.
Right? Over here. So cost center collects cost, that is overhead expenditure, from FI, that is financial accounting, and can be used to compare with planning and actuals to analyze the variance. FI and can be used to compare the plan and actuals to analyze variance. Okay. So before I define this, I want to define same, like how I define this cost element standard hierarchy. I'll be defining the cost center standard hierarchy. Okay. See here. Here I'm going. Define cost center groups I'm defining. First. Can you see the standard hierarchy? Where did we define this? Can anybody recollect?
Controlling area.
Controlling area.
Controlling.
See, I'll show you again. The controlling area also I'll show you.
Okay, KP.
Correct? Right? So is my notion correct when I said controlling area? Based on that I can do the cost center reporting on this. See?
Yes.
Yeah. I press enter. It says, do you want to create? Yes. I want to change this object. So I'll say here, this is my cost center hierarchy. This is the highest level. You can keep on defining. Okay. Keep the cursor here. Say lower level, first one. So I'll record all the production cost centers in this. Same level. All my admin. All my selling. Right? Hello? Getting this?
Yes.
4,000. All my service cost centers. You will have service, right? Companies provide service also, right? See. So what will happen when I create a cost center? I'll give thousands. So automatically come and follow over here. Okay. Let us create and come back and see. One. You get a clarity. Now I'm creating a cost center. So here I'm creating my cost center based on the department wise. Okay. Hello. So let's say production department 1. Okay. The naming convention, it will be in numeric. Okay. Whatever they follow. I'm just giving over here as a completely to make you understand this in a text form. Enter. So this is my production department 1. Okay. Person responsible, whoever it is. Let's say Dara over here. Department. Production. This is optional. Okay. Now here. Category. It falls under what category? Production, right? See here?
1.
1. Now I'll come back to this hierarchy. We defined a hierarchy, right?
Yes.
Now which one should I take?
1000.
Production.
1000, right?
Yes.
1000. Profit center we have not yet defined. Later we'll look into it. I'll go ahead and save it. So it's asking profit center active, but no profit center specified. Yellow. Ignore it. Continue. So we have defined one. So I'll define one more. This is like a reference. Like how we copy a template, right? GL account. You can copy like this. So let's say I'm creating another department too. So I'll just change the naming convention. That's it, right? Anything else need to be changed? Like a template.
Nothing.
Okay.
Now again I'm creating. Let's say I want to create admin department 1. Enter. I'm copying. See. I need to copy, change the name, right? What else we need to change? This is not my production, right?
Department.
Yes.
Admin.
And
Category also changes, right?
yes.
Admin. Hierarchy also changes, right?
Yes.
Now you're getting this.
Yes.
Okay. Business area if you want you can define over here.
Yes.
Save it. Ignore the message. So let's say I want to create one more. So let's say department 2 I want to create. Anything else we need to change now? Nothing, right?
Nothing.
Enter. So I'll come back to that hierarchy what I have defined to show you how that hierarchy looks now. Correct? 2 to be created?
Yes.
Automatically coming?
Yes.
Right? Because we mentioned 1000 there, right? And what category, what cost center should fall under, right? This is again for reporting, next level reporting. Above your cost element, at a cost center level, you want to see the reports. Okay? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, now pay attention from here. I'm going to test this. So this will give you more clarity on this testing. So what I'll do is, we'll try to purchase lubricant for this production department 1. So what is the entry when I'm purchasing? Lubricant is coming in debit, right?
Yes.
We need to pay what? Cash, right? Bank. Right? So let's say 10,000. 10,000. So we are purchasing for some department, right?
Yes.
Hello? What department that is? Production department 1. Right?
Okay.
For this department. So these values need to be traveled from, this is FI. This is CO, right? Umar, you there?
Yes.
Okay, concentrate from here now.
Okay.
This is, we are posting in FI, but the values need to be transferred to CO. How does it transfer? Through category 1. Right? Because it's an expense, right?
Yes.
Through category 1. Okay. Through this is what kind of an expense? This is a primary cost elements, right?
Yes.
Expenses these are primary. If it was a revenue related or something, then you will call that as an income, right? So we are not yet into secondary. Sorry?
11.
Hello? 11. Revenue related. Category 11. It will take 11 then if you want to flow that. But usually revenue will not be posted to your production departments. Okay. Cost centers we do not post revenue.
Okay.
Okay. So here usually what will happen in the cost centers, if you go there, whatever cost centers we have defined, I'll just go to a particular cost center to show you. Here if you go here, control, can you see here revenues are locked? This is a lock. Can you see here? So if you try to post also, it will throw you an error, because usually cost center collects only cost, not even if you try to uncheck and try to post, it will be there only for statistical nature, only for reporting, like a name it will appear, that's it. It does nothing. Okay. Okay, come back to this. Now FI, I want to transport to this production department 1. Okay. Some more expenses will transport, let's say diesel. To bank. Purchasing, right? So let's say 25,000. 25,000. I want to send this to production department 2. Right? Let's say some more. Let's say salaries need to be paid to the administration, people working in the admin department. So let's say 50,000. 50,000. Admin department 1, right? Department 1 like this. So let me post and show you how it will fetch and move into the CO level. /n f-02 405,000 and so how much we said? 10,000, right? Hello, see here, you can take a help of this. So what department here? See here, production department 1, right here, see. Here next 50 cash, right? Paid through bank, right? What it says below?
Do not assign to cost center.
Why do not assign to cost center? Because it says not active in controlling area.
Controlling area.
Remember? Hello? Able to recollect? Subcomponents. We said at the time of the error we will try to activate, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
See, this is not active, right? So activate. Clear now? Umar?
Not really.
See, your question is, why can't I directly post from FI to CO? Why does it require a primary cost element or a secondary cost element, right?
Yes.
So the question over here is, now you tell me a certain GL accounts that I do not require to be posted to CO, then how it should carry then? If you say it is directly posted, how do I put a break over there? One. Second important part. How do I segregate my different things like cost center, profit center, internal order, COPA, product costing? How do I segregate all this? Based on the controlling area only I can get all this, right?
Yes.
Right. If I do not have a controlling area, then this subcomponents I should put under what head then? That is what SAP has done, is something it has designed in such a way where under this controlling area all the subcomponents have come into picture. then again to these subcomponents, when I need to post the data, which data I need to post to where? That is controlled by these categories, cost element categories.
Okay.
Okay. Like for example, I don't want to post any particular expenses, or I don't want to post any particular revenue related expenses, or there are many other things that going forward we will be trying to post which I don't want to post at a particular level. Then that I need to put a control on it. Then how do I put? Through a primary cost element. Secondary I am not yet to it, neither I want to discuss right now.
Okay.
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 Clear, Umar?
Okay. Okay. I got it.
Okay. Now see, I want to post this. So I got one issue over here. So we resolve this issue. Okay. Now again, I need to go back. Need to do it again. Okay. Now see here. Again I'm posting. Again I'm posting. 2 series. Enter. True? Tara?
Yes.
Now and simulate. So correct? We are posting to this cost center.
Okay.
I'm trying to save it now. See here. What it says now?
Numbers not possible for business transaction.
So the business transaction COIN coin represents where the data has to be fetched from FI to CO. The business transaction is coin. Like for GL, what is the document type? Hello? SA.
SA.
Similarly for this is coin. If you are trying to fetch your primary cost element data from FI to CO, it is coin.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So what is the transaction code for document types? Can somebody tell me?
Yes.
Remember this, KNK.
Okay.
How do you remember this, KNK?
Yeah.
When I started my career, I asked this to one of that lady who was writing this transaction just like that. So I asked her how does she remember this KNK means? Kabhi alvida na kehna.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Remember KNK, KANK, right? So I hope you people also won't forget this now.
You should have made all those codes like this. Let us remember.
Okay, so I come back here. Now see here, coin. Okay, keep the cursor here. Element group, we need to attach it over here to this number range. If you go here, it is attached. Okay, save it. Now I'll post again. Interesting, boring, what? Controlling?
Interesting.
405,000. It's very interesting actually if you take it seriously on this. Production department, 50, 2 series. Trying to save it, see. Document 39, right? This is a FI document, right?
Yes.
But we gave a range to 1 to 999, right? I should see a CO document also, right? This is FI,
Yes.
right? Here, environment, document, accounting document. Got 2 documents here. So we have already seen the accounting document. I'm not going to double click on this. Let's see controlling document. So what is the item that got posted to the controlling? Dara? This is a line item, right? This is an item, right?
Yes, yes.
Which item it got posted to controlling?
10,000.
The cost 10.
Lubricant, this line item, right? So not the credit side, only this whatever that line item you see over here, this got posted. See here to the controlling, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So always your controlling will have a single line item, not like an FI, debit and credit.
Okay. Only the expenses what we are
Whatever
doing
it is, whatever you are trying to transport, send across from FI to CO, that gets recorded in the controlling.
Okay.
Except for the product bus costing. In the product bus costing, you can have both.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Right. So let me post a few more documents. Now I'll do it. I hope now what to achieve. See. Now let us post 5001. What is this? Power. So let's say I'm posting power 25,000 to department 2, bank. Save it. Same. If you want to see it again, display, environment, document, accounting document, 2 documents.
Kadir, is there any place where we find a connectivity between FI and FI and CO? Or this is only the place where we can see it?
Both you want to see, you're saying, huh?
Right. Both the documents which relates to which.
Yeah, I'll come to the reports. I've not yet come to the reports.
Can we stop here? Is it correct? Because if we paying from power to bank, why is the bank minus 25,000 and power is 25?
Yeah.
It should be like this? We paying from power to bank, right?
No, power is your electricity bill you're paying, right? Debit all your expenses.
Debit.
Cash is going out, right? From the bank.
Okay.
Cash is going out, right? Power is receiving it. Let me post some more. So I want to post some admin expenses. Now you are getting this, or still you are finding it difficult in understanding? Hello?
Hello, no, it's okay. It's a good movie.
That is the reason I start this subject pretty late now, because people are very boring on this. Admin department, enter, save it. Okay, so we posted all this. Now let us see the report. First I want to see the cost center report. I want to see specific to that particular department. Okay, accounting, controlling, cost center, information, reports, plan and actual. See, can you see your cost center this particular? So what I did, rather than noting this such a big transaction code, I just added to the favorites over here. Okay, you know how to add, right? Right click, add to favorite, that's it.
Yes.
So instead of going again and again, I just added over here. Now that hierarchy will play a very vital role here in the cost center now. Now you have to, now you tell at what level you want to see these reports. You want to see a specific department you want to see. How do you want to see this report? Okay, see, it is in the plan version that your actuals is getting recorded. Okay, now I'm removing all this. Now this is cost center group. That is your highest hierarchy if you want to see. Or do you want to see specific to the cost center, or you want to see with the cost element group, or specific to the cost elements you want to see. Okay, let's say I want to see with the cost center. I want to see the cost center production department 1, right? Execute. correct? 10,000 we posted.
Yes.
Back. Okay, now this is department wise, right? Let me post one more expense to the production department. I think we posted, right? Department 2 also we posted it.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Now I want to see group wise. Remember, we gave 1,000 related to the production cost centers, 2,000 admin, 3,000, right?
Yes.
Or you can take a help of this and see. Okay, like this. Remember, now I want to see production at the highest layer, above the cost center level, right? This is above, right? Grouping. See, execute. So all related to the production you will see total. Now you are able to get the significance of that hierarchy. Reporting. How you want to design, you need to talk to the client on this, how it should be designed. Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Getting this? Now if you say specifically, I want to see only expenses related to admin. So I'll give here 2,000. Highest level this is, above group level, see 50,000. Right?
Yes.
No, I don't want to see this way. I want to see cost element wise. Remember here also we gave, right? Production expenses, admin expenses, right?
Yes.
So if I give here 2,000, I think we gave ADM, right? Or what did we give? Hierarchy. Yeah, like this we give, right? ADM, PRD, selling, right? Suppose I'll say PRD, execute. So all related to the production will come, see? Getting? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
So this is your hierarchy level. Or if you want to give only a cost element wise, whatever it is, this cost elements if you want to give, you can give the values here, these values. This is all related to the values, cost elements then. This. Specific to the cost element if you want to see, you can see. Yeah?
Kadir?
Yeah.
Just to clarify and see if I understand, if I take the cost element group, for example, if you take the power, okay, so this power add a number, okay, in CO, and there is another number in FI, okay, so the data will be transported from FI to CO through the coin number to CO.
Only through category. Okay, you tell me what, you just give me an example. Power, what is the number you said?
No, go back, stay in the SAP screen. I will show you. Can you go back?
No, I did not get you, Umar. Actually, what you were saying.
Yes. Can you go back to the SAP screen?
Okay, I'm back to SAP screen here.
Yes. Take any cost element you want, anyone.
Yeah, I took 405,000. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Can you run the transaction?
Yeah, I have run this.
Okay. So this lubricant, okay, see, is coming from FI, right?
Right.
So in CO, he add a number calling COIN, right?
Number ranges, that is.
Yes, in CO, right? Okay. But he also add a number in FI.
Yes.
Right?
Correct. Right.
But the difference between the COIN and the FI is the what you call primary standard, or I don't know what you name it.
No, I did not speak about secondary. I was talking only related to primary. Now the question is, you are getting confused between the document types. You need to understand the purpose of a document type. The purpose of a document type is gives you a number to that, right? SA, this has given a number to it, 36. Remember 35 or 36 gave to it.
Yeah.
And the same time when we have created the CO document, this is my CO document, when it created through this document business transaction, we call business transaction instead of a document type coin 1, right?
Okay.
Remember?
Okay.
It has given 1 to it.
Okay.
Right? 1 to it. Now this
Okay.
was OBA7. You go to FB03. You look the documents like this, right? FB03. Remember? Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
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 Similarly, there is a transaction code where you can see the documents. That was I was supposed to come after this actually. KSB1
Okay.
or KSB5. You can take KSB5 if you want to see this. 1 to 99999 execute. Right? 3 documents you posted.
Okay.
KSB5 for this. If you want to see this, KSB5. And this you define in KNK. This you define in OBA7. Right?
Okay.
This is your config. This is your display.
Okay.
Clear, Umar?
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. What's the question? Next.
I just getting confused with the primary
No, I have never spoke about secondary, so don't speak about secondary. I'm talking only with the respect to the primary now. Primary cost element fetches the data from FI to CEO.
Yes, yes.
Point number 1. Your question is why not directly from FI to CEO without this primary cost element?
Yes.
For
but
that I told you, for example, I want to post these expenses. Let's say I want to post one more expenses. Let's say I want to post slash and F-02. I go here. So see, I'm going here, see. I'm going through this. I go here. Okay, point number 1. I want to post these expenses. Let's say I want to post telephone expenses.
Okay.
Okay, enter. See, I don't see a cost center here, right?
No.
Okay, so because of the field status group, let me change the field status group also. OBC4. System is too slow man today. See, V700. Okay, G004. So let me change it at the master data, GL master data, expenses. Where is telephone expenses? Here. Edit. So I'll change this to G004. I'll save it. So let me post now. This telephone expenses. Okay. Umar, watch it.
Okay.
I'm posting telephone expenses. Okay, save it.
Okay.
How this is got
Kadir,
posted?
I mean,
No?
Kadir, question. So if we go back, so we
No,
definitely
there is some mistake. Let me check. How did it got posted? I don't know, man. It should not. How did it got created? We never gave this range, right?
But you have run an automatic with a range, right? Maybe.
No, but I deleted that range, no? I never gave that range, no?
maybe it's assigned
somebody
before
playing
already,
around
man.
or what, man?
somebody else ran it maybe before.
No.
I don't know, man. I never use this company code. Somebody is just creating, I don't know. Let us see. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Kajir.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, I can.
Yeah. When did it got created? I don't know, man. Okay, rent is not a cost element. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, hello.
I go here. Hey, 1 second. Just give me a second. 1 minute. Okay. I'm trying to post rent. Umar, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What it says below? Umar?
Yes, it's saying that the rent is not linked to the controlling area.
It is not a cost element. You cannot post to this cost center. You are asking now why I cannot post directly.
Yes.
Now, if it is not created as a primary cost element, you cannot post directly to CO. Only based on the primary cost element, only you can post. Now, if it has
Okay.
to be posted to this cost center, it should be created as a cost element.
Okay.
Okay. Then what
Okay.
if I want to post to the order? It should be a different category then. I'll tell you, explain you later on this. There are many
Okay.
requirements. What about sales order item? There is a different requirements.
Okay.
Various categories. These are all called as cost objects. Cost objects which carries cost. Cost center is
Okay.
carrying cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So unless and until you do not create as a cost element, you cannot post to the cost center. If you do not want to post certain expenses to the particular cost center, then you don't give that cost object. So see, automatically will go next. Now see the next line item. You can post. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. See you tomorrow, man. I think I'm done, so I need to just rush for the. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Kajir.
So make sure go ahead and practice this. Otherwise, it will be totally gone case tomorrow if you come back and move, because tomorrow I will move little bit further, planning and all that, budgeting and all those things. Okay.
Tomorrow is the same time?
Same time. Same time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.